Welcome to the Get Back, music work talk in Central Texas, Fridays at 1 p.m. Brought to you by the Austin Federation of Musicians and with the Unemployment Compensation Advisory Committee. The Unemployment Compensation Advisory Committee are members of the Austin Federation of Musicians, Local 433 of the American Federation of Musicians, aka the Musicians Union. Some of us work as contractor 1099 workers, and others work as employee W-2 workers in various aspects of the music industry.
The goal of this session is to share our experiences, including trials and tribulations related to the Texas Workforce Commission, or TWC, with other musicians in the state of Texas to aid in navigating the TWC application. Experts in unemployment assistance musicians.
The information contained herein does not constitute either legal advice or an official pronouncement or a position of the Austin Federation of Musicians, but rather is only the personal opinions of the panelists. The panelists do not give legal advice or make official rulings on agency matters, should not be cited as authorities in any matter before the agency or when dealing with agency staff about a case, and must minimize their involvement with administrative processes. They also do not give legal advice on any other matter, and any information they should give should not be used as a basis for taking any employment-related action. Before taking any employment action that could adversely affect an employee, or before using any sample form or policy you may obtain from this group, you should consult a licensed, private sector, employment law attorney of your choice. All right, welcome to the Get Back for June 3rd, 2022. It's just me today. I'm Aaron. And yeah, we always start by calling attention to the links down in the show notes. There'll be links to how to get a hold of the local union office, AFM Local 433. There'll be links about other economic recovery from the COVID pandemic. Links about things like that down there. Also, once we get to the archived version of the show, there'll be links down there of the articles that we actually talk about during the show. So that's where you find all those things. Moving right on to beverages, I'm doing coffee as usual, and I hope you have a delicious beverage yourself. So yeah, let's roll right into it here. A lot of stuff in the news. Of course, dominating the national news and local news, Texas news, has been the shooting in Uvalde, and the funerals that are now happening for the victims down there, and the conversation on gun control measures that ensues, and of course, you know, why are we talking about this on a music podcast? Well, you know, I mean, obviously schools are important to all of us as musicians, but the last big national shooting before this was in a grocery store, you know, and, you know, musicians play music in grocery stores. We play music in restaurants, all kinds of public places. And so it is a workplace issue for us, ongoing. So we want to keep up on this. Now, and then, of course, the solution is we have to vote. We have to get out there and vote in legislators that will act on this. And by and large, particularly in the United States Senate, we don't have those legislators here in Texas. You know, our two Texas senators in the United States Senate are largely inactive on this issue, and we need better leadership. So it's coming up this fall. We also need better leadership in the governor's office, of course, and that's coming up this fall as well. There's really no way around it. But the important thing is, as union members, we all have to vote every time, every election. We can't take any of them off because there's something on every single election that we need to make our voices heard. And so this is just another reminder of that. So, and of course our hearts go out to all the victims and families down there. But we have to do something about it. And if it doesn't get done in the legislature now, we've got to elect better legislators. There's just no way around it. So there we go. Gosh, so yeah, there's an article in the Statesman today about the some of the funerals that are going on, about the couple. One of them was a victim of the shooting, and the other died shortly thereafterwards. Their funeral is happening, and yeah, a lot of tragic stuff. But oops, look at that. Am I still there? Yep, still there. There we go. All right, the next thing is, there's an article in the Statesman about how the Austin downtown is coming back, and what the Downtown Austin Alliance is quoted in there, that organization put on some concerts that were booked through HAM, the Health Alliance for Austin Musicians, even I think during December of 2020, when the pandemic was raging still, and we appreciate that. We put some musicians to work downtown there during the Christmas shopping season, and a few other times too. They've had some just like street concerts down there outside of the businesses down there, and that is much appreciated. So anyway, there's a nice article about how Austin downtown is recovering, and this of course mirrors the other metro areas around us as well. So as we get back to work in these downtown areas, we've got to do our business better as musicians. Use a union contract, and we just have to do better business all the way around. So let's get to it. Couple articles here. Gosh, in the last few days about Tesla. And how, a couple days ago it was about how they're insisting all of their employees return to the office for at least 40 hours a week or quit. And that's interesting. And then the article today is how they're going to pause hiring and cut 10% of jobs worldwide. And they don't think this is actually going to apply to the Austin locations, because they're still ramping up their hiring, because they just began. So, but I don't know, worldwide. So we'll see. I don't know. A lot of people are looking towards Tesla and their CEO as this big leadership component for Central Texas now. So we'll see. I don't know. We know that the company and the CEO are very anti-union, and so yeah, I guess it's something to keep an eye on for sure. What else do we have here? The Driscoll Hotel downtown Austin is under a new leadership group, or new ownership group rather. That's important because that's a really old hotel. It has a lot of music history. There's records of Louis Armstrong playing that hotel, and I think Benny Goodman played that hotel. A lot of famous musicians over the years. Blind Lemon Jefferson played that hotel in like the early 1920s. So and there's still music at that hotel. So many union members actually played that hotel. So. We hope that continues, because it really should. That's a big part of downtown. So there you go. There's an article about Pride Month, and we're celebrating Pride Month, of course, as well with the union. That's always been a big part of the union as far as diversity and inclusion. But even before that, unions are about equity in hiring. And equality for everyone, and that's one of the number one reasons to have a union to begin with, for any union, and so that's always been a big part of entertainment unions in particular. All of our LGBTQ siblings, that's our people. That's us. That's always been a huge part of the entertainment worker sector, and it's really important. So, but unfortunately, there's the articles about the start of Pride Month, but also there's these bars that are kind of creeping towards destruction. Over on it's on 4th Street, right? Yeah, in the old warehouse district. There's 3 bars over there that looks like they may not survive the progress over there. So we hope that they can find a way to find a new location or something over there. But you can read about that, and yeah, that's a big part of the community as well. So. Related to Pride Month, we also, our local Facebook page reposted a posting from the American Federation of Musicians, our parent organization, the big union, about an article in our international journal, the International Musician, about some fellow Texans that celebrates Pride Month, and it's 2 brass players from the Houston local, Teresa Hanbury and Nancy Gooderl of local 699 in Houston. A very nice article about their family and how that relates to their music career, and that's always a really nice way to start Pride Month, to see our fellow Texans featured there. So that was really cool. We'll have an article or a link to that article down at the bottom. And of course, we want to mention that today is the 115th anniversary of the founding of Local 433 here in Austin, Texas. So there's been a musicians union in Austin for 115 years now. The International Union, the American Federation of Musicians, turned 125 last November. So we're about 10 and a half years behind the international organization. That's not bad. So that celebration is going to be mostly on social media throughout the month. We're also going to be celebrating Juneteenth. There's a lot to celebrate this month in June. We don't usually promote concerts on this podcast, but there's going to be a Juneteenth celebration at the Union Hall on East Ben White there, where our offices are, but upstairs in the 3rd floor meeting hall, there's going to be a Juneteenth celebration concert on June 19th, starting at 2:30 p.m. There's a great lineup of union musicians playing that, and it's really going to be fantastic. So we'll put the link to that Facebook event also down there in the show notes. And I'll put a link to the Instagram post about the 115-year anniversary of the local as well, because that's fun. And yeah, let's see, what else here did we have for this week? That's looking like about everything. I think we got through all of it. Yep. Yeah, so gosh, I'm sure there's more, but we'll save it for next week when the rest of the committee's here. And yeah, if you are in the music business, don't give up. We can do this. We can get through this together. We are getting through it together by sharing information, by sharing resources and solidarity through the union. We can do our business better than we ever have before, and chart the future of the American music industry, which is important to the entire world. You know, we really we make a difference in the whole global economy. That our music business here in the United States, is the strongest of any country in the world, and we have to do it better than we have been doing it the last 20 or 30 years, and we can. So it's time. So join the union, call the office. We're happy to help you out with doing that and show you how to do business better in this sector. We can do it. So anyway, we'll see you next week on the Get Back. Take care.
Bye.